Good afternoon, Sarah here, aka the Business Fixer. So today I am talking about what every business owner needs to know about mastering your numbers. Now, the one thing I need to say right at the very beginning is you need to make sure that you listen to this right to the very end, because at the end of this, I am telling you about this amazing offer. It's a once in a lifetime. No guarantees it's ever going to be on the table again. And this is something we are giving away completely for free. But you need to listen to the end of this to be able to actually hear what that opportunity is. So make sure you listen to the end. So in terms of what you need to know about knowing your numbers, this is something that I would say a large proportion of business owners don't necessarily, they're not necessarily familiar enough with it, and they don't necessarily prioritize it enough, right? So we all know that you are undoubtedly passionate about delivering the exceptional value to your clients, but you need to be equally passionate about your financial health of your business, because without your financial side, you won't ultimately have a business, okay? It is the key to sustainable growth and success. Now, if you all remember, there is this phrase in terms of turnover is vanity, profit is sanity, cash is king. And you know what is quite surprising is the amount of people who don't even know what the meaning of the potential metrics are, and they're not monitoring them. So frequently what I see is the fact that they might monitor the cash that's in the bank, but they don't necessarily monitor the turnover and the profit. The profit is absolutely crucial, as is the cash. Now, something to bear in mind, right? In terms of the cash, if you know what your expenses are that is going out of your bank on a consistent basis, you will then know when you're looking at the cash in the bank whether you actually have any excess. The amount of times I have conversations with clients who say, well, I've got the money sitting there, I can get this new member of staff, I can buy this piece of equipment, all of these potential things. But then what they haven't taken into consideration is they've got a tax bill that's due. Their VAT is going to be due in a matter of a couple of weeks or a month, or their corporation tax is due. Or the fact is they haven't actually taken into account the general expenses that come out of the business, so they are constantly in the red, okay? So here are just a few of the key numbers that you need to make sure that you are aware of. Number one, your monthly turnover. This is your business's lifeblood in terms of your sales. Do you know how much revenue you're generating each month? And also, do you know which, in terms of that turnover, what are the areas of revenue that you get the most from? What's the service that you get the most revenue from? What's your break-even point? Can you pinpoint exactly how much you need to earn to cover all of your monthly expenses? Profit margins. Are you aware of how much profit you're making on each service that you offer? And the profit margins is often something that is overlooked. Profit is different potentially to your profit margin, so do bear that in mind. You need to obviously be aware of your profit, and on a very basic level, it's what your sales are less your expenses is your profit. You need to know what that number is, and just remember, profit doesn't mean necessarily the same amount that is in your bank. People will often look, say for example, at the end of the year, your accountant's done your end of year accounts, and it tells you that you've got, say, £100,000 profit, but that money isn't actually in the bank. It won't be, because profit doesn't necessarily equate to cash, okay? Next thing is outstanding debts to your suppliers. Do you have a clear picture of what you owe and when it's due? This is a really, really important part, because this is where you need to track that information. Now, there are some clients I speak to who don't owe anything to suppliers, which is fantastic. And there are other clients that I go to and they have no clue what they owe. And there are things that has been hanging about for some time that they haven't put into a payment plan. They've just literally not really been aware of it. Next is the amount that is owed by your customers. Are you on top of your accounts receivable? So, are you on top of your credit control? Do you have a credit control process in place? Now, all of this information, if you have proper accounting software, you can look at this information at a click of a button. On the proviso, you keep the information up to date. Now, this is again one of the things that I see time and time again with my clients, is the fact that if they do use a proper piece of software, they're not updating it on a regular basis. Okay. And when I talk regular, the absolute bare minimum is weekly. It really should be daily. Okay. Now, often I see where accountants do businesses day-to-day bookkeeping. That's great if they're doing it on a consistent enough basis. If they're doing it at the end of the month, that's not good enough. You need to be able to look at your accounts at any point and be able to make an informed decision in your business, right? You can't be reliant on your accountant at the end of the month then doing the numbers. Your numbers need to be readily available, okay? So the question I have is, do you receive and review regular financial reports, right? Are you aware of this information? Is the information at your fingertips, right? You definitely do not wait until the end of the financial year when your accountant has done your end of year accounts to determine your profitability, because at that point it might be too late for impactful changes, and it might be a case of the fact that you can't turn the business around at that point. Or if you had actually reviewed that information before, you could have actually invested in something earlier than what you thought you could because you were waiting for your accountant, okay? So make sure that you are getting into a regular routine, daily, weekly, and like I say, to me, is the bare minimum. Without this information, you cannot confidently make decisions. You can't make any decisions about hiring, investments, or any other crucial aspects of your business. So I cannot stress enough the importance of knowing your numbers, right? Now, this is also, in terms of knowing your numbers, goes above and beyond what's in the cash, what's all of these side of things. What it also ties into, things like your forecasting. If you're on top of your numbers, you can potentially forecast for the next 12 months, 24 months, and you can also potentially anticipate future financial trends and prepare for them, right? Now, we all know that in every business, there are things like seasons, right? So a lot of businesses, December, January, they particularly in that time frame, they're struggling, right? Whereas there are some businesses, take for example the fitness industry, January is probably one of their busiest times, right? So when they're doing their forecasting, if they are aware of when it's busy and what's not, and they've looked at previous data from previous years, it makes it a heck of a lot easier to be able to forecast. You can create an annual budget, right? So you're setting yourself goals and planning on how you're going to achieve them. I am constantly talking about setting goals for your business, right? And you can then reverse engineer it to work out exactly how you're going to hit those goals. By monitoring your progress, you are actually comparing actual results to your projections. So if you've set a particular target and you haven't reached it that month, you can be like, right, I'm going to push myself harder so that the next month I can actually achieve it, right? Next thing is actually implementing cash flow forecasts. So you're ensuring that you always have enough cash in the bank. Remember, cash and profit are two entirely different things, okay? By mastering these financial aspects, not only can you make informed decisions about your business growth, you can identify key areas of your business that need improvement, and you can spot potential issues before they become major problems. And often this is what I see time and time again in businesses. When I come on board, it's usually because something has got to such a extreme level that they don't know what direction to turn, and they turn to me and I have to then come in, hence the name The Business Fixer. And some businesses, they've even commented they don't even like the concept of the fact that somebody's coming in to fix the business. But sometimes in business, we make mistakes. Making mistakes is how we learn. I made a ton of mistakes when I was running the law firm. And in all honesty, I wouldn't be able to be doing what I'm doing right now if I hadn't have made those mistakes. Okay, so mistakes are good because they're learning opportunities. So don't be afraid to then ask for guidance and support. You are not alone in running your business. Okay. And the next thing is you can actually capitalize on opportunities with confidence. You know, if something comes along where somebody says, oh, I think this person might be ideal for your business, you'll be able to look at your numbers and know immediately that you can justify that expense, right? So the question I have for you is, are you truly familiar with your numbers? If not, what is holding you back? Is it lack of time, lack of knowledge? Perhaps it's a bit of financial anxiety. You know, I have clients that literally before they started working with me, they would dread doing any of this sort of stuff, genuinely dread it. And now they're at a point where they are so much more confident and they can come to me. Now, the key thing I want to say here is I am not an accountant. I don't hold myself out to be, but I have a significant amount of financial knowledge as a result of my experience in running the law firm, running this business, and also helping other business owners. Okay, so the guidance that I give you is steering you, you know, for example, if I train you on how to use Xero, it's based on a business owner's concept. I can't do your end of year accounts for you. That's not what I'm here for. What I am here for is to make sure that you are fully aware of your numbers, that you've got the correct processes in place, and I work alongside your accountant to make sure that you are fully informed and that you can make informed decisions. Okay, now the one thing I would say to you is do not let financial uncertainty hold you back any longer. Okay, let's ignite your business together and unlock its full potential. And you can do this by being on top of your numbers. That's just one aspect of the things that I help business owners do, right? So if you are ready to master your numbers and transform your business, and this is the thing, okay, if you have another business challenge that might not necessarily be on the financial side, or another bit, whether it's in terms of your goal setting, whether it's in terms of your pricing strategy, whether it's to do with the services that you offer and actually being able to offer stack it, whether it's your marketing in terms of identifying your ideal client or your message, or you know, whether your content is at the right point in terms of hitting your ideal clients properly. Any of these things, whether it's your sales process, whether it's your credit control process, whether it's a case of you know that you're undercharging and you don't know how you can justify charging more, any of these things, right? And so much more. If any one of these things is a challenge you are facing right now, I have this once in a lifetime offer for you. And I'll tell you what it is, okay? I am offering no more than 3 people maximum, and I am offering a free Power Hour coaching session with me to 3 people. So if you have got a specific challenge that you really need support on, right, and we delve deep into it, we put a customized plan into place to help you resolve it, okay, we will make sure that you have actionable steps, not just a case of, you know, it's just touching the surface of it, you know, kind of delving into the problem a little bit. This is where we go deep. We look at what the problem is, how the problem has come about to prevent it happening again, and we come up with a solution, and I give you the guidance on how you can actually implement that solution into your business immediately to resolve that challenge. So if this is something that you think could really benefit your business, then all I need you to do is put in the comments power. That's it. Put in the comments power. I will reach out to you. We can then have an initial chat and see whether this is something that we can really drill down on and get this problem or challenge or pain point or something that's been niggling you. Let's get this resolved. Like I said, it's a limited time only. It's a once in a lifetime. There's no guarantee that this offer is going to be on the table in the future. So if this is something you are interested in, it doesn't necessarily have to be a financial challenge. Just put in the comments power. Now, I hope you found today's session of value, and that you can, and it makes you think and go back over the financial information, going into your account software, making sure you are fully on top of all of this. Hopefully it just, at least as a bare minimum, gets you thinking and it gets you reviewing. So thank you all for listening, and I will see you all again next week.